and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Force, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, to address the parade. Your Excellency, sir.
The Patriotic Front Secretary General, Mr. Davis Mwila, Secretary to the Cabinet, Dr. Simon Miti, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Defense, Dr. Piri, other permanent secretaries present, ambassadors and high commissioners accredited to the Republic of Zambia, Defense Force and Service Chiefs, former Defense Force Chiefs and former Deputy Service Chiefs, Defense Attachés and Advisors, heads of branches, senior officials, officers, warrant officers, members of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure and honor to grace this occasion today when we are commemorating the 45th Defense Force Day, which is observed every year on 13th June. This year's Defense Force Day is being commemorated under the theme, Preservation of National Peace and Security through Patriotism and Loyalty. The importance of this day cannot be overemphasized. As we commemorate this auspicious day, it is important for us to look back and this is critical, especially for the younger generation. This day was instituted following the unification of the Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, and the Zambia National Service by the first Republican President, Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda, to form the Zambia National Defense Force on 13th June 1976. At a press conference on that day, Dr. Kaunda appointed Major General Kingsley Chinkuli as the first commander of the Zambia National Defense Force. Major General Chinkuli was the army commander then and was subsequently promoted to the rank of general, while Air Commodore Peter Dingiswayo Zuze, the Zambia Air Force commander then, was appointed Zambia National Defense Force Deputy Commander and promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past, the Zambia Defense Force Day has been commemorated by way of sports competitions amongst the Defense Force wings. However, today, the event is unique as a military parade has been put up comprising a march past, a drive past of military vehicles and equipment, and fly past by the Zambia Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, as Commander-in-Chief, I'm extremely proud of the immense sacrifices that the Zambia Defense Force continues to make of preserving and defending our country's sovereignty and territorial integrity. I am equally happy that as Zambia Defense Force, you have continued to cooperate with other state organs and state institutions in fostering national development. Your contribution of troops to the United Nations and African Union missions cannot go unnoticed and is well appreciated. And this is because of your high discipline and professionalism which you exhibit wherever you are on these missions. Let me also commend the force for your positive response to my government's policy directive for you to engage in agricultural activities. It is gratifying to know that the Zambia Army and the Zambia Air Force are now complementing the Zambia National Service in promoting agriculture by growing maize, rearing broiler chickens, livestock rearing, and fish farming. My government remains committed to supporting the Defense Force in executing its military operations and other civilian roles effectively and efficiently. For us to achieve meaningful economic development, there is need for the Defense Force to actively participate in remodeling our country. Ladies and gentlemen, my government has embarked on the modernization of the Defense Force to bring it to the level of other modern defense forces. As such, my government will continue to support the growth of the Defense Force by acquiring modern equipment to ensure efficient and effective operations. I know some people question why we are busy spending money on acquiring equipment for the Army, the Air Force, and National Service, but this is intended to transform the country. As one statesman once said, if you want peace, prepare for war. The acquisition of this modern equipment is a long-term investment and at great cost to my government and the people of Zambia. Therefore, I expect you to take care of this equipment by ensuring high standards of maintenance and safety. My government's desire is for the Defense Force to continue fostering partnerships with other technologically advanced countries to achieve development in our civil military sectors. I therefore wish to encourage you to work with other nations with whom you can collaborate with bilaterally to explore the possibility of benefiting from various training programs. Let me assure you that my government will continue to promote inclusive growth through partnerships and joint operations. Ladies and gentlemen, my government is alive to the critical issues facing the Zambia Defense Force personnel. We remain resolute to improving the working and living conditions of our men and women in uniform. Going forward, my government will continue to support the Defense Force long-term infrastructure and human resource development programs. This also calls for the Defense Force to develop a futuristic approach in order to improve its current status quo. I also encourage you to continue fostering closer collaboration between my government and the Defense Force in our quest to drive the country's transformation into a more prosperous nation. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that our country has the most dedicated Zambia Defense Force personnel to national duty. The force has continued to give exemplary service to the country. Your unequaled conduct has remained above board. The unity within the Defense Force is indeed a reflection of our One Zambia, One Nation motto. Your exemplary conduct to national duty cannot go unnoticed. As your Commander-in-Chief, I am proud of you. You have remained politically neutral throughout the various leadership our great nation has had. I urge you to continue being patriotic and loyal to the Constitution, the government of the day, and indeed the people of Zambia. You must always place national interest above self-interest. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to conclude by congratulating all who participated in putting up such a parade with great pomp. Once again, let me acknowledge the exceptional service the Zambia Defense Force continues to render to this great nation, Zambia. You have not slackened in your national duty of fostering peace, unity, and development. You have continued with your unequaled and selfless service by ensuring the safety of our territory. May God Almighty bless the Zambia Defense Force and this great nation, Zambia. Happy Zambia Defense Force Day. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for those inspiring words and your guidance as our Commander-in-Chief. It gives us the zeal to continue pushing and working even harder. It is also our hope that the camaraderie that has existed among the services for the past 45 years will continue for the betterment of Mother Zambia. A round of applause once more for His Excellency. Your Excellency, we have now come to the investiture ceremony, and may I request that His Excellency alights from the...
No, it's okay. I'll take it over. I'll take it over.
I will hand over to the Office of the Vice President for this segment.
Investiture ceremony. This part of today's event, this is the investiture ceremony on the commemoration of the 45th Defense Force Day, will be guided by the Principal Private Secretary to the Republican President, who is also Secretary to Cabinet, Dr. Simon Kamwendo Miti, and the aide-de-camp to the Republican President, Mr. Chanda Chisanga. So I'll, at this point, invite somebody to help me just move this podium a bit to be in line with the other podium. Or move it myself.
Investiture ceremony, 45th Defense Force Day celebrations, 13th June 2021, Freedom Statue, Lusaka.
To the Order of Distinguished Service, 1st Division, to be Grand Commanders of the Order of Distinguished Service.
To my trustee and well-beloved, William Maipambe Skazwe, David Michael Muma, Nathan Mulenga, Stali Dennis Alibuzwi, Benedict Takondwa Kalinda, Benson Miti. Greetings. I, Edgar Chagwalungu, President of the Sovereign Republic of Zambia and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of the Republic of Zambia, having regard to your services, do by this warrant appoint you to be Grand Commanders of the Order of Distinguished Service, 1st Division, given under my hand at Lusaka this 13th day of June 2021. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President.
William Maipambe Skazwe.
Whereby you have immensely contributed to the growth and well-being of Zambia Army and the security of the nation. Born on 21st December 1963 in Imbala, you were attested in the Zambia Army on the 25th January 1985 as an officer cadet, whereby you have distinguished yourself in various appointments and capacities, starting with the appointment of senior under officer right from the Zambia Military Academy, up to your current rank and appointment as Zambia Army Commander, whereby after being commissioned on 11th July 1986, you have held various appointments from platoon commander through many ranks, duties, and assignments to the current position of Army Commander. You have attended many technical training, leadership, and management courses, too numerous to itemize. You have distinguished and demonstrated a lot of enthusiasm in ensuring that the Zambia Army is transformed into a professional, modern, and versatile army capable of preserving national and international peace and security. Whereby in 2020, as the Army Commander, you commanded the Zambia Army troops to conduct an operation called named Kupukula, an operation which was successful in ensuring the protection of the Zambian citizen along the common international boundary with a neighboring country, when the lives of these citizens were threatened. The Zambia Army is now battle-tested and ready. You single-handedly crafted the mission liquidation instructions, which the African mission in Sudan used to liquidate the African Union-led peacemaking operation in Sudan. Your efforts in ensuring that those who excel in the course of their military duties and recognize are commendable. Your loyal, distinguished service and bravery indeed deserve special commendation.
David Michael Muma.
whereby you have rendered 32 years distinguished service and exceptionally outstanding contributions to the Republic of Zambia. Born on 25th April 1970 in Livingstone, you were attested in the Zambia Air Force in 1989 as a general duties pilot and commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1990, whereby over the next 32 years, you diligently and actively distinguish yourself as a dedicated pilot and prove that you were able to be employed as a multi-role pilot. You are rated to fly 17 fixed and rotary wing aircraft. You have excelled on both rotary and fixed wing aircraft, and you are currently active as captain on the presidential G650 jet aircraft and AB-139 presidential aircraft, whereby in 1996, 6 years after being commissioned at lieutenant rank, you were introduced to VIP duties. You have flown 5 of our Republican presidents, from the late President, Dr. Frederick Chiluba, Dr. Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, Mr. Michael Sata, former President, Mr. Rupia Banda, to the incumbent President, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwalungu. Your brilliance as a VIP pilot was again rewarded in 2009 when you were seconded to Executive Airlines, making you the first and only Air Force officer to have been seconded for VVIP, VIP flying duties, whereby you are a holder of the Federal Aviation Administration Airline Transport Pilot's license for both fixed and rotary wing aircraft from the United States of America, whereby you have also hold a Zambia Civil Aviation Authority commercial pilot's license and airline transport pilot's license for both fixed and rotary wing aircraft. You have also done various aviation and management related courses, whereby in 2020, Zambia was invaded by foreign armed elements in the Chivanga region of Mpulungu district. You, as Air Force Commander, commanded the Zambia Air Force into battle, fighting together with Zambia Army Special Forces. You successfully ejected these foreign armed elements out of Zambia, thereby protecting our territorial integrity. The Zambia Air Force is now battle tested, whereby due to hard work and leadership qualities, you were promoted to the rank of Brigadier General at the age of 41. You were also promoted to the rank of Major General at the age of 44. You were further promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General at the age of 48, whereby you've held various appointments of significance in the Zambia Air Force. Your achievements in Zambia Air Force and distinguished service to nation are worthy of special recognition and commendation.
Nathan Mulenga.
Whereby you have rendered distinguished leadership in the implementation of government policy of modernization of the Zambia National Service and infrastructure development and the structural expansion of the Zambia National Service. Born on 15th August 1956 in Mfulira, you were attested in the Zambia National Service on 1st October 1976. You were later commissioned to the rank of second lieutenant on 1st October 1979, rising through the ranks from second lieutenant to lieutenant general with 45 years service record, whereby you have served in the Zambia National Service in various capacities. Other appointments include Provost Marshal, Commanding Officer, Zambia National Service Kafue Training School, Deputy Director Administration, Command Staff Officer to the Zambia National Service Commandant, Zambia National Service Head of Procurement, the Ministry of Defense, Zambia National Service Secretary at the Ministry of Defense, Zambia National Service Deputy Commandant and Chief of Staff. You are currently serving as Zambia National Service Commandant, whereby you have provided distinguished leadership to military operations. You have transformed the mindset of servicemen and women into a positive one beset with patriotism and loyalty, which has resulted in implementing the government projects in the following areas. In agriculture, installation of the first center pivot for wheat production in Rumezi, Mpika, and Mangango, and the Nyati tobacco farm. Infrastructure, construction of the intercity bus station in Livingstone, city market in Livingstone, Kaunda Square modern market, and currently refurbishing the Lusaka city market, which had been gutted by fire a few years ago. Anti-smuggling, the service has contributed to food security as well as stemming the loss of natural resources through the anti-smuggling action. Your service to Mother Zambia in leading and transforming the Zambia National Service deserves special commendation.
Sitali Dennis Alivuzwe.
Whereby you have rendered 38 years of unbroken distinguished service and exceptional outstanding contribution to Zambia Army and the Republic of Zambia. Born on 4th August 1963 in Sesheke district, you joined the Zambia Army on 19th August 1983 and attested in the Zambia Army on 19th August 1983 as an officer cadet, whereby after being commissioned on 23rd November 1984, you have held key appointments too numerous to itemize. A trainer and a professional career officer, you discovered your instruction abilities as far back as 1994 when you trained recruits, intake 2794, when you saved the life of recruit Mukupa from a grenade explosion, whereby when you were Commandant, Defense Services Command and Staff College and Military Training Establishment of Zambia, you ensured that military knowledge and skills were correctly imparted in the students, hence positively contributing to the professionalism of the Zambia Defense Force and other security wings. Whereby during your deployment on peace support operations in Angola, the Darfur, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, you played a key lead role in peace process in those countries. As Deputy Army Commander and Chief of Staff, you led officers and soldiers in the planning and executing Operation Kupulula, the operation whose aim was to safeguard the lives of the Zambian citizens living along the common boundary between Zambia and the neighboring country. In the sports circles, you served in Football Association of Zambia for 3 years as a member of the Premier League and Fixtures Committee. And during the last Confederation of African Football CAF competition in Egypt, you served as commissioner under the Safety and Security Commission. during the Army Game Track and Field competitions held in Flera in 2004, participating as a major, you broke the records of the Zambia and Zone 6 champions in the 200 meters, long jump and triple jump, making you an uncelebrated champion, but you led by example. Your service to Mother Zambia in all instances and assignments deserves special commendation.
Benedict Takondwa Kalinda.
Whereby you have dedicated over 32 years of service to Zambia Air Force and have diligently distinguished yourself as a pilot. Born on 8th April 1969 in Lusaka, Zambia, whereby you were attested in the Zambia Air Force in 1989 as General Duties Pilot and commissioned to the rank of Second Lieutenant in 1990. Your hard work, dedication to duty and commitment to excellence have been essential to overall success of the flying effort in the Zambia Air Force in general. Your professional and exemplary service in keeping with finest traditions of military aviation service reflect great credit upon yourself and the Zambia Air Force, whereby you've held a number of appointments in the Zambia Air Force, including Chief of Audit and Inspection, Vice Chief of Operation, Director Foreign Training, Director Flight Safety and Commanding Officer number 22, Squadron, and now Deputy Air Force Commander and Chief of Staff. You have undertaken many military courses during your service career.
left it on your chair. Okay.
the 45th Defense Force Day being commemorated here at the Freedom Statue, and we're just about to wrap up, but I'm still with Major Moyo. What do you make of this event in terms of its significance to you, the men and women in uniform?
Yeah, this is a very important and significant date for all of us, especially for the young soldiers who may not understand the background of it.
Yeah.
At least now they are able to relate what happened some time back on 13th June 1976. Now they are able to understand clearly what happened and the significance of this date. It's a very important date on the Defense Force calendar. Yeah. And as I said earlier on, we've been celebrating this in isolation, but we've decided to celebrate it this way. And I'm very sure the Zambian people have enjoyed watching. They have a defense force they can rely on for the protection of this country. It is in the safe hands. Yeah.
All right. I want to thank you very much for giving us time, and wish you the best. And once again, happy 45th Defense Force Day to you and the rest of the men and women in uniform. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful on behalf of the Defense Force. We are so happy that we have the support of the Zambian people.
All right. So thank you very much for watching. This has been a live broadcast of the 45th Defense Force Day, coming to you live from the Freedom Statue. My name is Brian Mulamba, and on behalf of the entire production crew, stay on ZNBC TV1. Bye-bye.